As difficult as our people is, I'm gonna say it, okay? Because I'm gonna say it, okay? Don't come after me, but I'm gonna say it. As difficult as our people is,
Hello, Wally. How you doing?
good. How you?
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for allowing Lakol magazine to have this sit down with you. Um, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your background?
Okay, name is Wadler Dieujuste. Most people know me as Wally. I'm a family man. Grew up in New Jersey. I've been in Atlanta for about 19 years. My background is married, wife and kids. Um, I like to please and have people enjoy themselves, which is how I'm end up here.
Okay, okay. Well, so what inspired you to open this restaurant?
So what inspired me? Uh, I've been in the food business for about 20 years, um, but this is the first time I'm dealing with my culture. My culture. Um, the spiritual bent since I was growing up, I've always enjoyed cooking
Okay,
or doing try different things, and I've started with barbecuing for events with churches and friends, and so it become a passion, and basically that's where the inspiration come from.
okay. So what made you decided that hey, I'm making that switch to doing a Haitian restaurant?
Um, I was supposed to have a couple partners. We were gonna do a franchise, um, subbing with pizza, like catering,
Okay,
right? And one of them pulled out at the last minute. We were looking for spots, and there was supposed to be three of us. The first one pulled out. Okay, we didn't know why he pulled out. Okay, that's fine. Then the second one, funny, about 3 months before we were doing meetings and stuff like that. 3 months before he was living in a condo, he was about to sell that condo. He decided to buy it, which is fine. I understand. So that left me by myself,
I
and
see.
those two guys, they're American.
Okay,
So they left me by myself. So I'm like, you know what? That might be there might be a reason, and that's where Silany's come from.
okay, okay. Now, how'd you come up with the name?
Silany's is my grandmother's name.
Okay, okay. Now, you already described one challenge you had opening the business, losing your partners right off the bat. So, what other challenges did you face before and after you opened the business?
Challenges. I don't know. I wouldn't say challenges. I don't believe in challenges. Um, do challenges exist? Yes. At times, I think things happen for different reasons. Um, I dived into this knowing that it's gonna be hard. I didn't expect it to be easy. Like I said, I've been in the food thing for over 20 years. I've seen places rise and I've seen places fall. So I've kind of ready for whatever the outcome was gonna be.
Okay,
And my outcome was to, given the fact that I put my grandmother's names out, she was a fine lady, so I wasn't gonna let her down.
yeah, now I hear you. Now, you said you started with you. The concept was sandwiches and pizza. Now,
And it was gonna be mixed.
oh, it's gonna be mixed. Okay.
Yes,
Now, of course, now you don't sell pizza or sandwiches. How'd you come up with the menu that you currently have?
the menu. Ah, I'm the master. No, the menu. Okay, let me rephrase that. We come up with the menu. Me and some family members, me and some staff. So we come up with the menu. So which was very easy to come up with.
Okay. Um, now, would you say that opening the restaurant, the Haitian restaurant, which is different? I mean, you've been in business for 20 years, but I'm assuming this is different. So, have you found this rewarding so far?
Different, yes, but remember, I'm Haitian. Um, I enjoy our culture food. I like to eat. I enjoy eating, and at the same time, I like when people have a meal and they're happy about it. So different, yes. The mindset is when you walk in, you enjoy yourself, started from the door, and when you're coming back, it makes we're hoping that you come back again. We serve you, so it makes you come back again.
Okay. Now, would you say the majority of your customer base are Haitian or
Very much so, yes.
non-Haitian? Percentage-wise, how much would you say they are Haitian and non-Haitian?
Right now, I think I'm doing 80%, 80, 85%.
Okay. Now, I do know there are other Haitian restaurants in the area. So, how do you handle the competition?
Uh, Competition is good, actually. Competition. How do you end the competition? Make sure you serve. I mean, whatever you do, yeah, I mean, it's going to be some kind of competition. The McDonald's, there's a Burger King right next door. If not, then there's a Zaxby right next door. To me, it's the same thing.
That's true. I mean, you're competing with them as well.
You're competing with everybody. I mean, life is competing, so there is no difference if it's two, three, another Haitian restaurant in town.
Okay. Now, how do you market your business, your restaurant to potential customers, Haitian or non-Haitian?
We've done Facebook. We've done the internet thing. I've gone out church flyers, event, but I mean, I've posted DOT signs. I've done a little bit of radios and TVs. So I mean, there's different ways, and the best way is the word of mouth. So which
Okay.
mostly that's what we're doing now.
Okay. Now, let me ask you about your customer. Well, as a Haitian myself, I know the complaint Haitian always have about the Haitian restaurant businesses. It's two of them. It's customer service and the length of time for the food to be ready that they have to wait. How do you take those criticism from the customer and how you manage?
Um, our time, I think we did. Our time is. I'm saying, I think when you order something, usually me or anybody that's up front says, give us about 15, 20 minutes. I think for most of the time, we've kind of been on point with that.
Okay.
So, customer service, we take people's words, we take complaints, and I think, which was actually the customer part, was one of the main reason I didn't mind coming into this. So we are, think, overall, our customer service is fine.
Okay.
Can there always be improvement? Yes, but we're always working on that.
That's what I was going to ask you. When a customer complain, how do you, handle the feedback and try to actually make progress based on their complaint or their feedback?
Complaining is good. As long as you're trying your best to make sure that person is happy.
Okay.
Oh, how do I say this? Um, this is what I'm saying. If the person walked into the door, if they have an issue, it's not so much complaining, because at the time they walked in the door, they're paying for their service. It's Yes, you could use the word complaining, but the person walked in expect some kind of.
True. I mean, I'm not saying you're just complaining. I mean, somebody could just have a feedback. It's not complaining. It's just, they see something that could be improved and they say, hey, this is my opinion. So how would you handle something like that?
I think I've done that. We've done that. Some people have said, okay, do this, do that. Of course, you're not going to do everything that people walk in and say. But I've done a few things. I've improved a few things. It's because of words of from my customers. So we do that well. So I'm not offended when somebody said, "Okay, I'll come in. I didn't get this. I didn't get that." It's okay. The best you could do is okay. Make sure the next time the person come in, they're satisfied.
Okay. Now, you've been in the food business for 20 years. You've been in this type of particular restaurant for how long? About a year,
A year and a half.
Okay. Now, so what advice would you give someone who wants to open a restaurant? It doesn't have to be a Haitian restaurant, but restaurant in general.
Whatever you do, it's not just a restaurant. Whatever you set yourself, actually, whatever you set yourself in, try to make sure you know what you're getting into. Hard work, dedication. You can't. I mean, if can you give up? Can you stop doing something? Yes, but at the same time, make sure you're ready. I mean, nothing is easy.
Of course.
It's going to take time, hard work, dedication, and make sure you have some support behind you.
Okay. Now, is there any lesson you have learned since you opened this business? Something you didn't expect that pops up?
There's a lot of learning. People is, I mean, say that again.
Well, if
I got
the thing is, you may have an
I-
expectation of something, but then things, may not have happened the way you expected it. So, is there any lesson that you learned based on? Because I'm sure obstacles came in or situations you never expected. Or maybe your particular food, you thought maybe, hey, I wanna serve this food in the menu, but it doesn't work out.
No expectation. My expectation, what I expected, really. My expectation, it's to make sure our motto is we're happy to serve. We serve you.
Okay.
It's gonna be still. We're happy to serve you. That's my expectation. So when you come in, you walked in and you're leaving with a smile.
Okay.
And so far so good. And our goal is make sure it remain that way.
Okay.
Lesson that I've learned. Coming back to that question that you asked me. As difficult as our people is, I'm gonna say it, okay? Because I'm gonna say it, okay? Don't come after me, but I'm gonna say it. As difficult as our people is, if you take time and listen to them carefully, what they're saying, whatever you're doing, it can happen. Because as much as what they're saying, it may not Creole or not, most of the time it doesn't come out the way you think it's gonna come out. But most of the time there's a positive vibe behind it. You just have to embrace everybody, whatever they're saying. That's it.
I mean, yeah, good thing you're from the culture, so you usually get it right away.
I'm old enough to know. I'm old enough. I've seen it. Okay, I'm old enough, so it doesn't bother me. I like people. I'm a people person, so that's fine.
Okay, now since you come up with the idea to open this restaurant and have gone through the process since you've been around for a year and a half, is there anything you could have done differently?
Oh yeah, I mean, you learn some of this stuff you learn as you go. Being in doing something with other people, and most of at times can be different than when it's you just by yourself, or when you're the one that have to take all the hit, good or bad. So that's something I didn't expect. There's a lot of things I didn't expect. Then there's a bunch of things I thought I was ready for them, but it wasn't the case.
Okay.
It could be stressful. It could be rewarding. You have people that relied on you, and you also have people that you have to lead, and you also have to be mindful or open enough to take other people's advice. Doesn't mean you're gonna do it. Doesn't mean yours is the best. You just have to balance things. It's a balance thing. So I am doing that. I think I'm doing a good job right now. So
All right.
the best I can.
All right. What would you say is the best selling dishes on the menu?
You're not gonna believe that. My menu is not. It's we have about 10 to 15 dishes at any given day. I think if you walked in, it's it's what you feel like eating that day. It'll be the best choice you made.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying
But
which one?
as usual, we do. I mean, I'll say Lalo, Lalo, Oxtail, and Snapper.
Okay.
So are one of the best items. I'm not going to say griot because that's if it
That's a staple.
that's it. You know what Haitian what Haitian restaurant don't have griot, but no, our best thing our Oxtail, Lalo, which is Fay, and Snapper. So I'll say those three are our men. And also goat. Let me get
Goat?
that. We do
Okay.
we do that.
Okay. Now, you stated earlier that your business partners left before you even started. So, are there any other challenges or setback that occurred during that process?
Oh, it took me it took me a year to open this place up because it was not a restaurant. So basically, I built everything up from scratch.
Okay.
The city, I mean, there was with the permit and everything. So it took me a year to finally open.
Okay.
So I've done that. So with those two, my business partners and the city give me all the different direction. So I think I'm ready for anything.
Okay. All right. What would you say is the best compliment you've received about the business since you opened it?
Compliments. Compliments.
I'm sure you
I
received
mean,
plenty.
I've received many, but
Is there anyone
the
that
best
stood
one,
out?
it stood out. I have a repeat customers that's driving 2 hours from Greenville, South Carolina. Um, they've been here about 6, 7 times,
Wow.
and to me that means a lot.
Okay.
Okay, so it's not it's not a compliment, but it's for someone to drive 2 hours, and it's not just once, and it's not they was in town, it's not they live in so they okay they just drive, sit down, eat, relax, enjoy, and they take the road right back drive. So to me that's the best thing I've so I have to keep it up.
Yeah, that's a nice drive to call me for some food. So that's to me that's like a compliment because they keep coming back.
Yeah.
So okay. Now, what advice would you give somebody that wants to go into business for themselves based on the experience you've had?
Advice. It's always good. It's good to. It's not. I mean, if it's something you want to do, if it's something you think you need the time, you have to be dedicated, and you also have to be a person like people who rely on. If it's no, it's going to be a no. If it's a yes, you have to try your best to make it sure it's a yes. Overall, do what you can, do your best. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but at the end of the day, you have to make sure today I give it all.
Okay. Yeah, I would say that's definitely one of the best advice I can think you can give out to an entrepreneur. Now, I'm sure you've received a lot of advice before, during, and between,
I'm still,
and you're still getting it.
I'm still getting
Which
advice.
one would you say is the worst advice you ever received? Whether it's about the restaurant or business in general.
Worst advice? Is it? Oh wow! I can't do that, can I? Who's gonna read this? Why did that person still come here?
You don't have to give names. Just
I'm
the
not
advice.
giving names. That's advice. You know, okay, I'll tell you. I'll tell you straight up. I'm gonna make it simple. A couple different people saying, "Why am I involving myself with people or with my own people? Why am I, another way? Why open this style of food? Why am I going backward? Is
Wow.
is that clear? I mean,
Yeah,
I don't want
yeah.
to say it exactly, but
Yeah,
basically that's what they were saying. So why go into that trouble?
Okay. All right. Well,
So
how about the best advice you ever received about this business, opening it or opening it since it's been open?
mm, my kids told me that they not, well, two of them, that's the two oldest one that's old enough to know who I am, or what I do, or what I'm capable of doing. Um, Told me they believe in me, that they knows that they not worry about the work, that so basically they told me to go for it.
Okay.
So that was even before I opened, we sit down and talk, and both of them say that go for it. So that's a challenge itself. So I cannot, I have to keep it going.
Okay. By any chance, did the kids help out?
Oh yes,
with,
yeah.
setting up
They all have, they work here. I'm not here. Well, now I'm here more than when I first opened. There was a time, basically, it was three of us running this place. Two of them, and myself.
Okay.
So yes, they help, and they still do. When they're capable, yeah, they still do.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. Now, I do know a little bit about the restaurant. Now, my question: how do you balance the restaurant and your personal life outside the restaurant? How do you balance that?
Right now, I'm going to be honest with you. Right now, I can't buy. Right, it's getting better. I'm getting better at it. But I'm making sure my house is happy, my household is happy, and also I'm making sure I keep this place open. How do I do that? Before this place, I didn't used to sleep. I don't like. I don't. I'm one of those people that don't believe. Well, not believe. If I sleep 6 hours a day, I'm, I'm struggling. Sleeping is over. I like to say people sleeping is overrated. Uh, so I go to sleep thinking about this person and my family. I wake up thinking about this person and my family. They first, this is second, this is first, this is second. So yes, so it's a vice versa thing. But I know when I wake up that day, I know my prioritize is them, then here. So it's not an issue actually.
Okay. Um,
For instance, I'll give you an example. Glad you said that. Okay, kids, I'm not putting you up on the spot. Just this weekend, Sunday, I wake up Sunday morning before they went to church. Um, it was just a random thing. It happens before, so um, we went to breakfast. Okay, uh, they gone. Then I went to do my food shopping. Okay, after my food shopping, I end up here making you guys happy, my customers happy. When I closed, which was on Sunday, I closed at 8. You know where I end up? Since in the morning, that was just my kids. So, at night, so I took my wife out. So, my kids, my customers, then at the end of the night, I took my, so it's a, so I think I'm doing okay.
okay. All right. Now, if you have any advice to give to your customer, your potential customer, what would it be before they walked in the door?
Welcome, coming in, come enjoy our best food. I'm not just saying that. If you walked in, I mean, it's hard to say. You don't. People gonna say, no, it's not every day. You cannot. I mean, I'm gonna do my best. My people's gonna do their best. You walked in, you're gonna be happy. Whatever you decide, whatever you decide to eat that day, it may not be enough because different people eat like different size of food. But at the end of the day, whatever you choose to eat, you're gonna enjoy it.
Okay, okay, that's good. Before we close out, what advice would you have for the Haitian community here in Georgia?
Stick together. It's not just here. Community. I mean, something funny. Make it happen. Do your part. Everybody. I mean, it's easy to say. Let's stay together. Let's get together. You telling people, let's get together. Let's get together. But be the one that started. Okay, don't just say, okay, I'm gonna do this. Oh, we have to do this. We have to do this, and you haven't you haven't this. Be the one that decide to start. Let them follow you.
Okay.
Okay, and if you've seen someone also that's starting it, okay, don't be like, okay, I'm gonna do my. That's the funny thing. See, everybody wants to be the boss. You can just let's spaghetti us.
Okay.
Spaghetti, we're mingling. It's cooking spaghetti, not just one that's in the box.
Okay. Now, can you want to give out how people can find your restaurant, the address, where to find you online?
Lawrenceville, Lawrenceville, 965 Duluth Highway. You can live them 965 Duluth Highway. Right across the street from Northside Hospital, or like I tell people sometimes, right off 316. We're on Google, we're on Yelp, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook. Silany's restaurant with 2 S. And most of the time, once you say the Haitian food, we come up. So we open every day. And the weekend we close at 11. So that's perfect for you late night owl. So there's enough. If you walk in, our menu is not today you walk there. Whatever's in the menu every day, you could get that. Of course, there's an item that could be 86, but every day you walk in, you pick a menu up, you should be fine.
Okay. Well, that's good. Well, Wally, I want to thank you very much for allowing us to come here and sit down with you. And get a little insight of, not just you, but
we're on Facebook. We're on Facebook. Just so you know, we're on Facebook. Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, guys.